So the teachers are coming in with 3 prompts of curiosity and creativity in life, on stage, and in the classroom. Where to look, and great. Creativity and curiosity in life, the classroom, and on stage, and they're making a collage. So we've got magazines, markers, glue, and they're going to make collectively a collage of like what that means to them. That's the beginning activity.
What grades?
K through 5.
Do the kids get theater? Like, do they? I don't know. A lot of my students give me a hard time.
We've done 2 productions. About 100 kids involved in grades first through 5th.
That they love.
School. What's that?
That they love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna
Really?
I was like, that's
Fine.
nice.
I love this show.
Me too. I have to finish it.
And last year was Finding
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna like do another season?
What was the next one?
I read it.
What was the other show after
I
Shrek?
feel like
Finding Nemo.
Oh, nice.
I love them, like as they've gone on. But I will watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
Meryl Streep is something.
It's funny, I think I saw you at one.
I'm Devin. I only have. Do you have another slip? I'm gonna have my last one. Stay with us. Do you have one? Okay, come.
I thought your cameras were.
Oh no, I'm used to that. So there's a word on this little paper that you were given, which corresponds with one of the 3 stages around the room. And so
I got you.
you're gonna go and like create a visual representation of the statement that's on the piece of paper at that station. And we have magazines and markers and pencils.
Oh, I see. We're drawing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay it out on the ground. Okay. All right.
Someone just found the thing that they wanted. Way to go! You're like, guys.
Yeah, stuff can go over it too.
Yeah,
For
please.
background me.
Wherever you feel.
You don't fail me now.
Like the image.
Yeah, going with words is great. That's like such a cool approach though, like going, oh, what are like pieces that I can take from? Where I was like, I'm just gonna try to do the book. oh, you try to like do it? I mean,
What grade are
it
you
is set up in like
Middle school.
Oh, that's one.
it is set up in like a like it's like it's a method, right? It's like a method.
Oh, do this and this. is
I try to do some of the like devising stuff in my high school. I think it takes a lot of time, and it also like some things that struggle with is like it helps to have like some background knowledge and like requisite knowledge of like theater stuff.
Yeah.
Course, you know what I mean? Otherwise, they're all creative in the same ways.
Yeah.
Creative in like different ways. You know what I mean?
Completely.
But they just need a lot more like examples. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And a lot more like.
Well, and even on my end, like I haven't like done too much like devising work.
Oh, like so we're getting kids in the process.
Yeah. Like because like I don't know.
Like I know, like I just finished the one that this year. Like some of the stuff with like making moments with like art and theater.
Yeah.
That actually really like unlocks their creativity a little bit.
Yeah.
I have like these pillars in my room, so that they can play with, like the window.
Trying to think how I can draw the idea I have.
Outside box. And I really like there was a really
I know, right?
Not-
There's kind of enough learning happening there.
All right, it's 2-minute warning, so 2 minutes, we're gonna wrap this up, okay?
I do one full-length musical with high school and then a junior show every year with the middle school. We're doing Finding Nemo this year, and then You're in Town, the high
I'm
school.
Amy Eunice. I just did
Yeah, I
Tableau
wasn't sure
with
because I
my
went to
sixth
see it at
graders.
New York City
And
Center.
now
just to
moving
see
into
if I-
pantomime right now. But my eighth
Yeah.
graders, a lot of them are
Yeah.
auditioning for performing
social
arts high
justice
schools, so I'm doing
without
like a
being,
whole
like,
monologue unit with
you know,
them so they could
about
like
it.
work on their stuff in
That's
class.
why I want
But yeah, we're
sixth grade. We're like,
sixth grade. I only have them,
and I was like, it's cool.
for
I
a
put
semester.
And then we like talked about it. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
they're-
well,
well,
I have that graph, but then it rotates, and then the seventh graders in high school get to choose their elective. Yeah, it's really
But now I'm like,
yeah.
you know, it's like 50 and you watch it and stuff, and I'm like, that's my Should I put this up here? It's like big. It could be like great. Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and put our art supplies down and gather in a big circle in the center of the room. Let's just circle up. Let's make it,
Big old circle up.
big old circle.
You were right about the center. Circle center, on the center.
All right. So, welcome everybody. This is Moment Work. My name's Devin E. Hawk. I will be one of the facilitators of this workshop, and I also want to give an opportunity for my teammates to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Leia Artinian. I'm another facilitator today. I am a middle school teacher at the Salk School of Science in Manhattan. I teach grades 6 through 8.
Hi, Anthony Von Merchant, teaching artist, actor, director, and person. Professional.
Thank you. Let's spread out a little bit, give us all everyone's space. Let's make the circle close in a little bit more. Good. So moment work is a very simple, efficient, devised theater technique to generate ideas. It's great for when you have something complex that you're not quite sure how to approach and you just want to get some ideas in the room using actors so it's a way of getting in your body and not being stuck in your head generating ideas. I'm going to introduce it to you today. Maybe some of you are familiar with this, maybe you've done it before. If not, I think it's a really easy, simple tool to bring into your classrooms. So moment work is simply creating a moment. A moment can be anything. The only rules with this is that it has to have a clear beginning and a clear end. And the way we do that is when we start, we say, I begin. Or if it's a group working, one person in the group or the whole group will say, we begin. And then when it's over, you say, I end, or we end. Okay, very simple. Now, if you want to sit down, you can sit. If you want to stand, you can stand. If you need a chair for access reasons, raise your hand. There are some chairs in the hallway, you can bring them out. But I want everybody to get comfortable. And what we're all going to do right now is we're all going to go around and create a moment, okay? And I will model one first, and then we'll go around the circle this way, and everyone will create a moment to share with the room. And the only stipulation is make it brief, okay? Because it's a lot of us, and we want to get through everything we want to cover today, okay? So I'm going to say like 5 seconds to get comfortable, get in the position you want to be in as we do this, all right?
Sounds good.
Everyone wants to stand? Okay, fine. All right, so I'm gonna go first, all right? I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
You guys are doing fantastic. For the sake of clarity and practice, just to start where you want to start, but don't let your I begin lead into your start, if that makes sense. Yes, I begin is the beginning and then movement, and the movement completes, and then I end.
Okay.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
And let me just throw something in too. It does not have to be silent. It doesn't have to be just a mind thing. You can do whatever you want to do in a moment.
Whatever I want to do. So much power.
As long as you say I begin and I end, it can mean
I begin. Charging my attack. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end. I begin. I end.
You suck. Okay. I begin.
oh snap.
I'm so thirsty. I end. I begin.
begin. Yes. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin.
I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin.
I end. I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I end.
I begin. I begin. I end.
Great. Thank you. Thank you all for just jumping right in. So we're going to add another level to this.
So now, in a moment, you're going to find a partner. This could be someone to your left or to your right. And I believe I counted 22 people if Devin, Anthony, and I step out. So there will be 11 pairs of 2. And you might refresh your partner on what your moment was. And then together with your partner, you are going to find a way to combine your 2 moments into one new moment. When you share it with us, you will say, "We begin." Then you will do your combined moment, whether you want to do something simultaneously or in sequence or however you want to put your moments in conversation with one another. You'll say, "We begin." You'll do your shared moments, and then you'll say, "We end." All right? Any questions? Yes.
Is the we begin and we end something that is said collectively, or can one person own it?
I'll let you figure out how it best works for you. Any other questions?
I think that's a great question because it gives you the freedom to decide how that flavors your beginning and end, right? So that I think that's the right choice to leave it up to you. There is a world in which we do a duet where we do something together, and there's a world in which we do a duet in which I'm the beginning and you are the ending, and there are a myriad of worlds in between that. So go nuts.
On that note, or just maybe think about, so we're only using the same gestures and we're not creating anything new, right?
Correct. You are finding a way to, you could do something where it's the beginning of one leads to the beginning of another, that leads to the middle of yours, the middle of your partner's, right? You can sort of interweave them, but we want to keep the original moments that each of you created.
And I'll just throw it in there, you don't have to combine one person's and another's, and that's the thing. Share them with each other and then figure out how they go together, what's the conversation between these 2 moments, and come up with something new that reflects both, is the idea.
All right, so.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw it off, but Devin, can you and I do something unrehearsed? I remember Devin's, and this is just one option. All right, could be any, but Devin, I think rock yours and that.
Okay, we begin.
Hi.
We end.
So
that was one version, right? That's one version, but it tells us a very interesting, that's why I was like sparked by it. I was like, oh, that's gonna be a fun story, right? That's just one version of it. There's a world in which like we do the same gesture and we add my hi, right? So we do entirely Devin's gesture together and then we say hi at the end or at the beginning. There is a world in which we do my gesture, entirely do my gesture, and we keep the silence. There's a myriad of worlds in which you should enjoy and have fun. This is not about being like, none of the three of us is gonna be like, okay, see, that's why that was wrong. All right, like that's just not gonna happen here, okay? Cool, great, awesome. Enjoy.
I come back into the neutral, which I think could then be fun is like if then like you become an extension of the
Stand with your partner or sit with your partner, whatever's most comfortable for you in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So we will share from where we are. When you're in the space, be mindful that you're not, I know we are all anxious to see each other's moments, but that we are not standing in front of someone else. I'm a short person and often I can't see if someone's like this, so just be mindful of visibility. We will each do our moment when the duo next to you is complete and they say we end. You can just pick up with your moment we begin whenever feels energetically right for you. All right? So since we're here, we will start and then we'll go this way. All right?
We begin. We end.
We begin. We end. We begin. We end.
We begin. We end.
We begin.
We end.
We begin. We end.
We begin. We end.
Actually, sorry, pause real quick, just to be like, that's an awesome example of like, hey man, I'm just gonna take some example. Like we would, if we're being fair, we would never say that like that wasn't part of the vocabulary, right? Like it was the zipping and unzipping of a thing. So you zipped and unzipped another thing, totally in the world of the vocabulary. And look, no one said you did it wrong. Way to go.
We begin. We end.
We begin. I'm so thirsty. We end.
We begin. We end.
We begin.
Okay, thank you so much. These were all really wonderful, beautiful moments of performance that really came alive and told a story so much more. So I'm gonna pass it off now to Anthony to take us to our next step.
Appreciate it. Everyone stand up, please. Everyone on their feet. Really breathe. briefly. Not so briefly, who knows? Before we move all the way on, I just want to, just because it's so fresh in my mind, like the way that a story is told, just by like combining two moments, right? Sometimes it's super duper clear. Other times you're like, I'm not quite sure, but this was immediately, I didn't know how it was gonna go together. And then I was like, oh, the roadie on stage was like, gotta do the thing that like, while the musician is going nuts, I was like, oh, how clear, but what a wonderful thing. Also, take a moment to acknowledge, as I'm about to move you on to a new thing, to acknowledge that like, the reason for the clarity, as anyone who's taken one of these with me goes, of like, I'm really not big on rules, the reason for the clarity of we begin and we end, just to like isolate, like the purpose of it is to isolate the intention of a moment. Right? Is to be like, this is what we're doing, this is the thing that we're taking, and everything else is frou-frou. Like everything else is just like side stuff, right? And to be intentional, doesn't mean we can't get stuff from the frou-frou. Sometimes we'll be like, actually give me that beginning moment. No, give me that's fine, but we want to be really intentional about what are we taking, right? And that's what we're asking for, and that's why we stick to it, because that's the thing that you're asking of your students as well. To be like, hey, be intentional about what you're taking. Cool? Great. So now, because 22, it's going to be a little bit uneven, doesn't matter at all. I'm going to ask you to get into groups of 3 or 4. Just make sure that everyone is working in a group. Please go get a group, and then be in a circle again. Try and work with some new people. Try to work with some new people. New people. New people. Work with new people. People you haven't worked with. New people.
Can I join you guys?
Especially Ronald. Fantastic. And we're gonna get all right. Wonderful. Everyone's met. I should have asked you to do this real quick. All right, everyone, just put your hands up and up a little bit higher, and then just shake out your old thing. All right, we let it. You guys were amazing. It was fantastic. You created a thing. It was beautiful, and now we let go of the thing. All right, so new thing. Now I've got this brand new hat that we have chosen some moments or events. Themes or events, and you are going to collectively create a movement inspired by that theme. You know what I'm gonna say, no wrong answers. Let's just be real clear on like when we begin and when we end, so right? So it could be new movements, new gestures. Only thing that we ask is, time is a thing. Time is a weird suit, but it's also a thing that we have to worry about, is to be like relatively brief in it, so right? We don't need to tell the entire story of the wedding, when they met, and then how they came to like, hey, the parents didn't like each other, and then they came around because he saved his sister's life, and too much. Let's just do the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Cool, great. Excellent, and you're gonna choose from the hat. Who would like to choose? Choose wisely.
No.
Oh?
I like it. No.
Oh?
This one.
Very good. Ah! Great. I think we're gonna keep it to ourselves, and then we'll see it. Yes, let's not say yes. Yes. Excellent. Well chosen. Very well. Ooh. Oh. We'll give you a little more time. Yeah, because we're going to see it and be like, oh, that was me. Yes, sure. Great, excellent. All right, you have an amount of minutes. Get to working on it. I encourage you to work physically. Nope, not frozen tableau. We're in the same. I begin, movement, and possibly sound, and I end.
Could we do that?
If you want to incorporate tableau at the end, by all means. So if you're like, oh, there is a frozen tableau.
Should we all be different objects? Just to try to put up. So instead of using a fire extinguisher,
I use you as a fire
yeah,
extinguisher.
exactly.
Alright, so how do I use it?
Stirring your back on the wall.
be better at doing this. Right, exactly. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we start like this.
How should we do this? Maybe we'll like split. And then I can call it before. Yes.
Okay.
And I'll like roll it. Yeah. Cool. Super. Yeah, you guys are.
So the point is that, like, let's say I go first and I'm like, great. I'll go first and then whoever comes next. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I like that.
Are they going to guess? Or are we just going to talk about issues? No wrong answers, guys. Enjoy it. Do it.
Yeah, I like that. Just starting
It really is awesome.
They are really neat. You just gotta really search.
Girls like this don't really.
I love teaching during COVID because nobody could see my face. That was like the best. Because now I'm like very actively like, what's happening?
I feel like being in like school-wide meetings with like my face all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh,
I was just
do we really want to do that?
Yeah, I was just sitting there. I'm like.
Kind of looks like a drill.
Just for show.
How would you want to work the we begin, we end?
And it's much and it's like I'm really
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I didn't see this coming.
Where is this rain coming from? Rain. Oh no. Hold on to the paddling. No. Oh. Help.
No, I'm gonna go forward.
right, fantastic. So, because we are not, I feel like we have made some site-specific work, which is fantastic. We love that. Each group is going to tell us where you want us to be as an audience, okay? And only because I'm literally thinking about you guys first, you're going to go first. So where would you like us to go as your audience?
Welcome to the TSO.
Against the mirrors.
Welcome to the TSO
Against
of
the
the
mirrors?
5. Please come, children. Welcome to the TSO of the 5.
Around me, so closer to like more.
Come close.
Sure.
Close.
Anywhere over here. Anywhere over here.
The closer you are, the better it is. Welcome to the TSO of the 5. Sponsored by Red Bull.
Cool.
Ready? Of course. Come closer. Come closer. Tighten up together like a happy family. Tighten up.
Oh my, okay.
This is the theater of the 5, a serious theater. We begin.
Oh, hey, Abner, can I ask you a question about something? What are you working on here?
We got a little stir fry. Let me just get some oil up in here.
Oh, wait! Oh, wait! The end.
Fantastic. What did we see?
Well, we were starting the lesson next week.
Huh? We saw fire. We saw chaos. I love chaos. Yes. Chaos. I love chaos. All right. I would just to name a thing. There were many wonderful things that I liked there, but to name a thing that I was like, oh, this is really wonderful, is the blending of the realism with just like straight up movement work, right? Where you're just like, I'm fire, and there's no denying that like he was fire, right? You're like, no, I'm fire, got it, definitely. And then it became almost interpretive dance. But you're like, yep, definitely. Like, so that blending is beautiful, right? Would anyone here say that didn't work? Of course not. That was fantastic. Way to go, awesome. What was it you? What was your inspiring?
It was after.
Stop.
Catastrophe! Nailed it, no notes. Who's next? Raise your hand quickly. Quick like a bunny. Great, fantastic. Where would you like us? Would you like us over here?
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're going to be over here. This way, over here. No worries. I will get low.
We begin. Why? We end.
Fantastic, wonderful. What did we see? We saw emotion. We saw grief. I heard grief. Yes. Loss. Frustration. Yes. Yes to all of these things. I would agree with all of them. I would say I would yes and say, well, what I really loved, and I don't know if it was literal what you were going for, but I saw grief experienced in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, this could be one person experiencing grief in these different ways, which I was like, and they're all true. You know what I mean? You're like, yes, that's all legit. So I thought it was beautiful. What was your inspiring?
Death and loss.
Death and loss. Nailed it? Yep. Love it. Yeah, so I was saying it. I was like, oh, right, stages of grief. Who's next? Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like y'all were getting ready early, so yeah, where do you want us?
I guess right here is fine.
Budge up a little bit, but over here is fine.
Yeah.
We begin. Such a nice Okay, not a cloud in the sky.
I'm so glad I called in sick.
I know. Whoa. It's getting a little bumpy. Why is it suddenly? Oh my gosh! Keep going! Keep going! Hold on tight! Oh my gosh, row! Whoa! No! We end.
Fantastic. What do we see?
That was amazing.
Yes. Agree. What did we see? What did we see up here that we were like, oh, that, yes?
The waves high-fiving.
I'm gonna name that personification, but like we love it, right? That tickles us. You're like, give an inanimate, a force, like human personality. We love it, right? That was awesome. What else? What else did we see? What else were we like? Oh, that's totally right on the rapids for sure. Disaster, definitely. You're going off of catastrophe, no cheating. Say what?
I said the beginning of a Shakespeare comedy.
The beginning of. Indeed. In fact, I'm just gonna skip to there because I'm pretty sure I know what it is. What was your?
It was Storm and Shipwreck.
Boom! So yes, here's your beginning to 12th Night or The Tempest or your which, not for nothing, throw this in, Devin, this is for you. That's where you're like, hey, we can make a shipwreck. Like, you can ask your students, but great, so we gotta make this thing. What does that look like? I'm again, just gonna repeat that I love that the waves had a personality. I think for something like The Tempest, it's even more fun, right? Like the spirits of the island being like, here they come, let's get them. That's fantastic, beautiful, right? Yes?
We did it in Moana because the ocean is a character.
Fantastic.
So to me, that was like, hey, falling off.
Yeah, no, I love it. Who's next? You're next? Great. You're next because you were done. Great, awesome. Let's see. Where would you like us? Flip. Thank you.
We begin.
No, we don't.
I love your sweatshirt. Oh my god, your sweatshirt is so dumb.
We end.
Excellent. What did we see? Mean Girls. Definitely, I think that's undeniable, right? We got some Mean Girls in there. What else did we see? We'd like to name, if we'd like to name something else? Gossip, excellent. Also, how about that use of we begin and we end, right? That incorporation, that was fantastic. I love that. I think you could even, you were really good about how you ended it without taking it further. I think the temptation would be like, we end and then take off earrings and go do a thing, right? And I think that you're like, oh, we end and not doing it, right? Was excellent. Like, way to stay in the very, very, very limited parameters that I gave. So that was fantastic. Is there anything else in here that we were like, oh, I really liked this thing?
I really like the we begin, no we don't.
Again, that incorporation was really, really beautiful. Yes? Cool. Yeah, and also like there was 4 of you. I think that there was room for like depending on the play, right? There was a room where like these are the doubles, right? Both pairs are playing one character, which could happen, could be a thing, which is totally I'm down for. I'm always down to see. I was just at Juilliard last week watching one of our former mentees do his commedia work, and they did that in the Green Bird. Great, it was fantastic. So it was a way that you could roll with that. And what was your word?
War and conflict.
Is there anything more war inclusive than high school Mean Girls? All right, perfect, fantastic. Is that? Where would you like us?
Can you guys go to room 314? You guys can stay right there.
Yeah, you can stand just on the flanks.
Stay there. If you can move like 2 centimeters.
You guys are gonna have to.
And if you could tilt your head
we need this.
Oh, I need to go.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Ready? We begin.
All right, let's go. We end.
Wunderbar. What did we see? Now it's weird because they're split. Respectful body dump. We love a respectful body dump. Yes?
I was going to say Paul Bearer.
Yeah, Paul Bearers, for sure, for sure. Anyone else? Yeah, anyone? Yes? Sure, that's legit. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know who in here has ever been a pallbearer, but let me tell you, that is all that's going through your mind the entire time. You're like, oh, don't drop this, don't drop this, don't drop this. Like, this is all you're thinking while grieving. It's great. Yes.
There's definitely though like a great camaraderie among them, especially when like his character kind of dropped and then everybody kind of came back together and then they're kind of being sync too.
Yes, I think that's wonderful camaraderie. Excellent way to name the thing. I also think I would put this out there for like when you were using this with students, that the use of silence was fantastic. Like there's a temptation, you have the freedom. You have the freedom to use voice, but you're like, how much, I'm just gonna say it, how much like less fun is that scene when you're like, wait, the body, no, get it back. And you're like, well, we're naming, versus just seeing someone like try and force the arm back in. You're like, without saying anything, because we're being respectful, this is a funeral. Like, and then you get back, you're like, all right, we're done, then we get to drop it. So like that temptation, I would even name that, you guys just did it naturally, but I would name it like an enabling constraint. If you were working with your students, I'd be like, great, but see if you can do it with no sound, and see if you can do it without using your voice, and see what it looks like, and really compare it, right? Because you have the movements. That one of the great things about this is like, you have a vocabulary, you made it exists. So now you're like, great, now do it again on mute. Done. You know what I mean? Like, and then you could have a discussion, be like, all right, which one works, right? Really see the difference. I love a comparison. I love a why. You know what I mean? Be like, let me not just tell you, let me like show you, right? And be like, here's why. Without sound, it's a little bit funnier, right? If you say everything, then then you're naming things that aren't really there, and it gets. But if I just like show you, I see an arm. Like I see an arm hanging out of the coffin when you just do this. I'm like, that's hilarious. So great, wonderful. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over for some reflection. Oh, sorry. What was your word? Funeral. So I'm gonna gently turn it over for some light reflection.
Okay, so I guess we can maybe come back to a circle, seated circle if that's comfortable for people, or don't have to sit if floor sitting isn't for you. Okay. So we're just gonna ask some questions. This is kind of our reflection protocol that you'll probably experience again in your next workshop later today. But the first thing, just about any moment in these moments that we created, is what struck you as a participant or as a learner in this workshop, in this experience? Yeah.
I think that like as adults, it's very quick for us to like come up with like ideas, but like even that like we had scaffolded ideas of like, here's your concept and go with that, and that it doesn't have to be literal is like not only helpful probably for us as adults because it gives us a lot of creative freedom, but for kids who probably have never experienced this before, you're saying here is a word and do what you will with the word is like really exciting, and it allows kids who are probably first coming into the space of like theater, like there's no wrong ideas, and that they could play and do things. So I think that's really exciting.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to add on to that we were noticing that it was a little bit like middle school when we picked our groups. Like I was with the like short ladies, and then the funeral guys were like tall, strapping guys, and it was like, oh, let's look at ourselves based on who we already know we are, which kids do not know, right? How does this play out? What are our common experiences? And for kids, it's not really like that.
I found it interesting at the beginning. I mean, we are all theater practitioners, but at the beginning when we started with the moment, we begin, we end, I think we all had like a bit of hesitation at the lack of rules or like the lack of scaffolding, and everyone was kind of like, And so I think through then the course of it, point, I think we began to really enjoy the lack of rules, as Casey was saying, like in our breakout group moments. So I can imagine that that's also a really good skill to teach our students, in addition to the actual work, but to be okay with the lack of rules, not asking for those rules and asking for what should we be doing, but rather kind of create that themselves and let the discomfort sit. So.
I'm trying to just sort of work my way around the circle. So did you, yeah?
I was just going to say how like different types of learners use this. You know, like you came up with the personifying the storms, like, and a student might not know that. Then you gave an example, and it was like, oh, so somebody who might not know what that word means, now suddenly you've taught that kid a word and given an example. It's like just
This is actually popping back to Madison's point about the rules. What I really noticed and what I'm really trying to pocket is the way that the rules were established in the first when we were all as a group. But they didn't shift too much. Sure, we kind of added dialogue and stuff, but it just makes me think how like the rules can apply to different scaffolds of the same material, and then because of that, it made me as a participant more comfortable to be like, okay, I know what I'm doing now, and I have a little bit more freedom because I feel more comfortable with the rules.
And what I love is just the idea of how this could be used to an ensemble building. There was so much freedom and so much acceptance of each other's ideas, and there was an openness. Everyone had a voice, and we adapted and we changed and we modified and we created together by just being open to each other's suggestions, which is really a spectacular takeaway from this. And I can only imagine doing that with the students that we coach and we teach.
Yeah, and I mean the pieces that everyone created were so engaging and fruitful, and you could see the creativity and sort of the openness expanding with each level, where as you were saying, right, or I think you were also saying this as well, like in our first individual moments there was a little more of like a reservedness, more of a hesitation, but as those rules and that structure remained the same, you know, I always say, like with our students, like we need boundaries and structure within which they can play and have freedom, because if it's just total freedom and no structure, it can be confusing and intimidating and scary. But to have that really clear model and then give them more and more space to play within the structure, within the boundaries, it can be so fruitful. And I think a lot of you already started speaking to this, but our next question.
If I
yes?
may, and you wanted to say something, go jump onto the thing.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the school that I teach in, I teach middle and high school, is very structure, rubric, rigor, blah, 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 everything all the time. And like, so to come out of that mindset and be like, we're playing, everyone knows how to play, go play. Like, it's not, I like that there's vocabulary, language, and like to your point, like we're teaching each other, but it's like, we're just playing, and then we're gonna learn at the end of that, and that's cool. And I think that it's a good reminder for me as a teacher that like, it is okay if there is structure and boundaries, but the boundaries don't need to be like, it can, like, we can learn by just playing.
So can I end that? Those 2 points is that structure is different than winning and losing, right? So rubrics are fantastic, right? And we can't play without rules. We can't. Like every game has rules. The difference is not every game is then you lose. Right? You're like, this is a game where you're like, there's not a wrong answer. But the game is we're gonna make something, right? We're gonna take the thing that you brought and the thing that I brought, and we're gonna put them together and make a thing. And that's the game. And there isn't like a right or wrong way. There isn't a you did it better. And I think that, to your point, is where I go like, hey, remember that feeling that you had comes from you as the model, as the teacher in the room, to be really good and careful about not using no. Right? If you want to make a point, if you are like, I think that was really good, but like maybe it doesn't need words, then like try it. Just be like, hey, can I see that again? What happens if we didn't use words? And it's always based on what they've created. It's always based on like, they made a thing, the thing that you made is awesome, what else can we do with the thing that you made? But it's never, you were wrong. I had a professor in graduate school who was like a brilliant clown. And yet, she was notorious for being like, there are no wrong answers. That's wrong. And you're like, and literally to the point that like that was our clown of her, was we would make a joke about her, and she was like, I don't do that, and we're like, you do. So like be really careful about that, right? Again, I'm saying long-winded, but to say games have rules. There were rules to this. I know it doesn't feel that way, but that feeling, not for all of you, but for some of you, is actually the feeling of wait, but what's the right way? Which is very different, right? Like very different. The right way is very different from like a way. You know, I mean, we play tag, we know the rules of tag. Great, go play tag. You don't lose tag. Like you're it, and then someone else is it, and that's great. We just play in that, which is very different than what's the right way, right? So be careful about, and that's what I think we're balancing, especially as teachers, especially with the young people. They're like, what's the right answer? Especially the aspiring actors, what is the right way to do it? What will get me on Broadway tomorrow? And you're like, buddy, we gotta play, right? Great, sorry, that was a long-winded way to get to the thing. Go ahead.
So yeah, I think some of us already kind of, because we're all tend to immediately, I know I do, like connect this back to like, how can I use this in my classroom, in my rehearsal space, whatever, but let's get really specific now. What is relevant here to your own teaching and planning? What are some specific concrete takeaways, ways you could envision using this with your kids, either in the classroom or in your after school rehearsals or your lunch club or whatever it may be? Some concrete takeaways.
Yes?
I mean, we begin and we end. If you're a cluster teacher and you come in, you get talked over, kids are still working. There has to be a very clear definition. You can't like slide into the lesson. It has to be, we begin.
I think the around in the beginning, especially with a really short, kind of simple, and maybe like not meaningless, but not like doesn't have a story attached to it, just like the actions or the. I think that's it can be a really good way to sort of open up groups. I'm thinking of like I have high school seniors who are supposed to devise a play. But are scared to perform anything in front of each other. So like really short moments where everyone shares something, and it could just be a shrug or whatever, but like everyone has to share. I think it's really helpful to like start us off and get in a good space.
I think there's a lot of ways that this specific exercise can like fit into different formats, but I feel like we're talking about like not having like about how we didn't have a lot of boundaries here, but I think that like this is a really good parameter of boundaries in terms of like giving them the concept that they're working with, and like you could use this specifically like begin, we end, like with tableau, with pantomime, and all that different, all those different things, like in terms of like touching the surface of devising and or even like working with scene work, like okay, like pull a word, what's the theme from here, like do this kind of work with it. So yeah, I really like how this is kind of just like something that I'll be able to plug into like all different curriculums that I'm working with.
I'm just thinking about like norming doing theater, because like sometimes you have kids who are like, I've been doing this since I was 6 years old and this is my dream, and then other times it's like I got stuck here and I'm like okay, and I think having an activity like this for ensemble building, for the beginning of a unit, for whatever, as like we're just gonna make something and we're just gonna do, and like I'm also thinking about students of all abilities, and like it can be spoken, it doesn't have to be, it can be movement, it doesn't have to be, like it can be whatever it is, and like I just think that's cool, like that it's just an open-ended thing that you can add no matter what, especially for those kids who are like, there is no universe where I'm gonna be like, this is Chekhov, and they're gonna be like, get that out of my face. Like I think this is a good starting place.
Yeah, and I just wanted to just piggyback on that really quickly. I think being able to have language, not having to have language, I was thinking a lot about using this as a starting point with like my spring musical. And I love bringing devising work into like the early stages of the rehearsal process, because it gives kids so much more opportunity to like have ownership over their characters and their movement. And I always end up having these really big ensembles of like overeager, very lost 6th graders. And you know, I always tell the kids, I'm like, still, you should audition for the play and I'll find a space for you, and I promise you won't just be a tree, but if you are a tree, you're gonna be the most exciting and dynamic tree in the world. And I think this type of work can really like activate your ensemble as well. We're doing Little Mermaid this year, and I was so inspired by the shipwreck, right? And the waves being personified, and I'm thinking like, I'm so excited to like use this work to really activate my little fish and my, you know, my ocean and all of that. I think it can really bring your stage to life, even for those kids who don't have any words to say, they don't have any lines. So, thank you for that.
Devin, do you have last thoughts for us?
I just want to say thank you all for just jumping in and being willing to play and sharing of yourselves and sharing with each other. This was a lot of fun, and I was really moved by many of the moments that were created. So thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your day.